Hello everyone, hope you can hear me over the wind. But we've made a bit of progress here. This bed has got some strawberries in, all down the middle there. And that frame that goes over the top is to support a net to stop the birds eating them. Because I want to eat them, and the birds can't have them. And I've put some other plants in around there as well, which should add some colour when they come up. Got a couple of hebes here. I think they're both hebes in these big pots. They should grow nice and tall, and we can move those around as well. Put them where we want. Started clearing this one, so this will be for when people bring in the stuff that they've sowed at home, and then we can plant them in these little squares here. The slabs are going to get properly bedded in. I know they're a bit wonky at the moment, but it's a bit soft. So that will get done. This plastic's come up, so it looks a bit more like a path, and that bit there has been trimmed. And this is the sensory garden bit. So we've got some other things like lemon verbena on the way, I believe, so that can fill that gap there. This bit here is all full of herbs, mostly lavender, rosemary, mint, sage, chives. There's a little blackcurrant bush at the back there as well. So these are all nice smelling plants, and when they get big enough you'll be able to use them in your food as well. So we're making progress. Oh yeah, I'm not sure what this is. This was under the plastic. Possibly a kind of secret ninja potato bed. We'll see what it turns into. I think they look a bit like potatoes. Bit early to tell though, so I'm going to leave those in and see what happens with them. Who knows what's going to happen. Hello everybody, back at the allotment, and it's been a day for dodging showers so far. Not been raining all the time, but it was coming down pretty hard just now, so that's why I'm in the polytunnel. So I've tidied up a bit in the polytunnel. I've got little shelves down here, and we've got chairs and a table and drugs and things over here. And while it wasn't raining, I managed to plant some shallots here. We'll see how they do. They didn't look in brilliant condition, if I'm honest. I think something might have been nibbling on them. But we'll see what happens. And then in these bags here, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags. And these have got potatoes in. There's 3 different types of potato. They've got their names on the sticks. Sarpo, Cara and Valor. Great potato names. So they're all in the bags. See, I'll put soil in the bottom of the bags. And as the plants grow, we can keep top of the soil up, and that'll basically mean we get more potatoes, which is a good thing. And I carried on and covering this bed here. I'll do a bit of weeding in a minute now it's stopped raining. The mystery plants, look, remember those ones that last week were all white and looked a bit dead? Well, they're greening up already, so that's good. I think they're going to be potatoes, and there's more of them here, so that's quite exciting. We'll see what happens for that, but we'll have to get all this grass out down the middle and down the end here and tidy it up a bit because it's a bit of a mess. Sensory garden's looking good, all the plants are happy, and all the stuff I stuck in last week in this bed all looks very happy too. We have a guard rabbit to keep an eye on the plants, so that's what's going on there. And also we've got some membrane, so this bit here with the wheelbarrow is set on, I'm going to put a strip of membrane up there, so the membrane will stop the weeds coming through, and that will let us have a nice civilised path. It won't get covered in plants and things. So yes, sun's come out. It's looking nice again now, so I better get back to work. Afternoon everyone. Been busy here, you know. Look, I've got a workbench here, which is very handy. Doing bits of carpentry, and we can do some potting up on there. Raised bed is coming on nicely, even though I broke the bit that goes across the top, but we can mend that. A nice bench here for sitting on, which gives you a lovely view of what we've got here. We've got some kale in here, and here, and a whole load of potatoes going along here. We're going to have lots of potatoes at this rate, and there. And I've just put this together so that it's not quite finished, but when it is finished, we can grow beans and things up there. So that's nice. Some flowers and things happening along here, and all these bags of potatoes. Look, they're growing like mad. Isn't that cool? So they're all doing well. And then up here we've got some more things that have just been sown and planted in the little sensory garden bits, more kale and some flowers and stuff. And all these ones here, well, I think they're going to be pumpkins. They're probably going to be pumpkins. We'll find out when they grow a bit bigger. I don't think they're all going to survive because they've all been transplanted from another part. But yeah, so plenty of veggies going on. If I just scoot across this bit and start to work on making this path a bit less grassy. So I need to find some more bits of stone and slabs and stuff to finish that off. But yeah, we're getting there. Looking forward to having people up here and enjoying the space and having a good time and planting their own stuff too. Hello everybody, I thought I'd do you a quick allotment update. It's looking lovely and green, everything's growing really quickly. We've had lots of rain and lots of sun recently, so everything's looking fantastic. So here's some of the things we've been doing recently. We've just made today this new compost bin, which we're quite pleased about. Somebody donated us this crate. So this now has all the good compost that we can use for potting stuff up next year. And it's easily accessible. This bit that's been cleared down here, we've just put more shallots in there. Because the shallots we put in a while ago, check these out. They're doing pretty well. And these other ones have gone on a bit late, but we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. These tomato plants are very happy here. In the polytunnel, where it's way too hot to work at the moment, we've got some chilli plants here. Most of them look fairly healthy. This one keeps trying to fall over. And in this tray we planted some sunflower seeds only last week. So we've had, how many have we got here? 5 have germinated so far. We'll see what else happens. We might get some more. so they'll look lovely outside. See if they'll get taller than me. I'm a big fan of chilies, that makes me happy as well. And then what else have we got? The potato bags, I mean, look at them. Fantastic, isn't it? They're doing very well. These ones have got lovely purple flowers as well, which is a bit unusual. I can't remember what variety they are. I'm sure they're very tasty. But everything over here is growing fantastically as well. You've got some comfrey. This is a type of kale, I think. A Russian kale. These ones with the big yellow flowers, we think they're going to be squash or pumpkins. We're not sure because they just sort of spontaneously grew on their own. There's some beetroot here, which I've just thinned out. Might splash a bit of water on that in a minute. And then this is all potatoes here. So I hope you lot like potatoes, because if this lot are all making potatoes underground, we're going to have a lot of potatoes. Technical gardening speak there. This is where we're growing the beans up. So we've got this frame here, which I made the bicycle wheel sculpture to go on, and the bean plants have started growing up that. So they should grow up the woodwork. And we've got some other bean plants on the ground here, and so I've put strings going up for these. Can you see? So those strings go up to that. They should hopefully climb up there too. More pumpkins, all squash. Again, if these all produce food, we're going to have a lot of it. We've got all sorts of stuff in here too. Lots of kale. It's one of our lovely neighbours. The herb garden's coming on very nicely. Everything's growing so quick. Also the weeds are growing very quickly, which is a bit of a shame. You can't have one without the other, sadly. So, we've done all those. I think there's some beans gone in here as well. And we had some potatoes left, so they've gone in on the end here, in this bed, which we've only just uncovered. Because this one hasn't really been dug over properly yet, so we just chuck the potatoes in to see what they do. Hopefully they'll grow a bit and we'll break the soil up. And there's some other, I think there's squashes down there as well. And a few tomato plants. So yes, we've been very busy. All sorts of stuff going on down at the allotment. If you'd like to come and have a look, give us a hand and have a go at gardening, we would love to see you here. It's a very nice place to hang out. It's nice and relaxing, surrounded by all this greenery. Hopefully see you soon. Good afternoon everyone. Quick allotment update. It's the middle of summer. It's so warm. Getting towards the end of July now. It's really hot, like 30 degrees in the shade. So most things are growing really well. Everything's growing really well, to be honest. The stuff that was in the polytunnel got a little bit crispy. I think we'll be able to save that though. So I've moved these outside for a bit. I think at least some of them should come back okay. We've got the shallots that we planted last week. Some of those are starting to sprout already. And there's some more kales and things in there, and the parsley's doing well. Over here, this is the first lot of shallots we planted a couple of months ago, and they're pretty much ready to come out. Probably going to leave them another week. Once the leaves start falling over, that's a good sign. That means we can start eating them. And there's some more in this bit here, and some of those are starting to pop their little heads out as well. So we'll have a couple of crops of them, so that's nice. And then all around here, world of potatoes. I mean, look at these bags. There's a lot going on there. We've got kale sprouting like mad. This is comfrey, which we can use as a fertiliser at the end of the year. That's doing really well. There's a ladybird crawling on it now. Just about to see. And yep, more kale. Some squashes there, and these are starting to get flowers on, which is a good sign, because when we get flowers on, that means after that we should get fruit. So every time you see a flower, hopefully we'll get some sort of squash. We still don't know what sort of squash they're going to be yet, so that's going to be exciting. The beetroot that we stuck in from seed, and then thinned out, and that's doing okay now. It looks like it's been struggling a little bit in the heat again. The trouble with new plants is they're a bit exposed, and until they get their roots down, they can't always get enough water. But they're doing okay. But these lads, look at them. The potato jungle. These have clearly got their roots down, and they're doing rather well. So there's going to be a lot of potatoes. I'm not quite sure when we're going to start pulling these. A bit early at the moment, I suppose. Beans here, which were looking rather straggly at first, are starting to do quite well now, and these ones over here are starting to make their way at the strings. Those ones over there are starting to climb up the woodwork, so that's good. Maybe we'll add some strings on there as well to help them climb up. And then this is the pumpkin patch. Again, look at it! Everything's growing like mad. There's a happy little butterfly whizzing around on there as well. So again, there's flowers on these. Flowers mean fruit. We just don't know what the fruit's going to be yet. I bet it'll be tasty though. Herb garden, doing rather well. There's some kale there, and the herbs are all doing beautifully. Lovely big bunches of chives there. There's some mint, purple sage, the other sage, lemon thyme, lavender, all sorts of lovely things growing there. And then this is the last bed that we're doing this year. So we've got some tomatoes in, and some of these, I think these ones have got a fruit on at the top. They're starting to produce a little bit of fruit, and they won't necessarily do brilliantly outdoors, but we'll see what happens. So they're doing their thing. There are some more, possibly squashes, maybe courgettes, we don't know. They're doing quite well. And then we filled all this last bit here, which doesn't look like much at the moment, but we've put all the spare seed potatoes in here. So yes, more spuds at some point. What they also do as well, spuds are good at breaking up the ground. So this bed hasn't really been dug, because we didn't have the time. But putting the spuds in, as they grow they'll break up the soil. And then when we get the potatoes out, that'll be even more digging, and then that'll get broken up even more. So even if we don't get millions of potatoes out of it, it'll still be a useful thing to do. So yes, all looking rather lovely. But it's so hot. Anybody who fancies coming up and watering, let me know and I'll give you a key. Morning, Paul.
Rob, mate.
Hello, mate. How's it going?
Fine, mate.
Good.
I do like working on those allotments.
You do, don't you? I like having you here.
Yeah.
You're a very good help, and we've done loads here, I think, haven't we?
I'll be folding sheets. We were folding sheets.
Yes, we're folding up this plastic here.
I put some things on
Yeah.
on your pond.
You did, yeah, because we've been building a pond up here, haven't we?
Right, we were picking pumpkins, walnuts.
We picked pumpkins.
Yeah, I saw on the news, right? This one had a pumpkin place.
Oh,
so
yeah.
She had all pumpkins.
That's quite a popular thing now, isn't it, for Halloween? Because Halloween's not far away. Here's the pumpkins that Paul's talking about, anyway. These all grew. We're not entirely sure what kind of squash they are. They might not be the tastiest in the world, but we're rather pleased with them. Good job on that plastic, Paul. So we're quite keen here, not just to have vegetables and things growing, but to have lots of stuff for nature as well. So we've made a pond. It's early days, but we dug a bloody great hole, and then we lined it with plastic and a pond liner, and then we started filling it up by hand, but then there's been so much rain recently, well, it's just kind of done its own thing. So we're going to leave this alone for a bit now to settle in. Once it's settled in properly, we can trim the plastic and the liner back properly and start edging it, and hopefully some nature will start moving in. Paul's wearing his Love Where You Live t-shirt today, which we collected from the Lord Mayor's house, didn't we, a couple of years ago? For doing
yeah, this one with Innovate, right?
Yeah. And this is another t-shirt from Innovate, isn't it? This is one. Slam Dunk the Junk.
Slam Dunk the Junk, man.
Yeah, where
Slam Dunk the Junk.
we did. We went litter picking for that, didn't we?
Yeah.
So here's Paul next to pond. It's quite a big pond, actually.
Who's that on the phone?
I'm just filming you, Paul. No, it's just me filming you. Don't worry, there's nobody there. So we're going to start looking now for heavyish things, I think, and we'll put them around the edge here. The weather has been super wet, hasn't it, the last few days? Well, the last week or so. So we can't really do any digging, unfortunately, or anything like that, because the ground's just too soft. It's way too soft and muddy. So we're going to do stuff like pond work today. So we've just added a, well, it's a bridge, isn't it, I suppose? Or a kind of rescue ramp. So that if any animals come wandering along and they think, well, that's a lovely looking pond, I'll go for a drink of water there, and then they fall in, they can get out by climbing up on the piece of wood. So we're saving the hedgehogs, Paul.
Hedgehog?
Yeah, another wildlife.
Well, you were down 45. I saw four hedgehogs down 45. I saw 4 hedgehogs down.
You saw 4 hedgehogs?
Yeah, down Forest Farm.
That's pretty good going. That's a good spot, because they're difficult to see. Yeah. They're very shy normally, aren't they? Yeah, well done, Paul. Well, any ones that come here for a drink and end up sliding in, they'll be safe now. Good job, Paul.
Yeah.
It's a bit wet today, isn't it?
A bit wet today?
Yeah.
The rigging space is me on the plate.
The rain in the heath stays mainly on the allotment, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so luckily...
The rain in the heath is me on the allotment.
Yeah, raining on us, sadly. But luckily, we've got our polytunnel. Quick zoom around the polytunnel. And that's outside there where it's raining. But we're nice and dry in here, aren't we? We dry? Just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few drips coming in. We've got our chilies in here as well. They're looking quite nice, and there's all the squash powder. I think we're going to end up doing quite a lot of stuff in here over the winter. But it's nice to have a place to shelter, isn't it, when the weather's not good.